Hi, here's how I grew my Thai basil from cuttings to potting. I used faucet water for this one and made sure to place it by the window where it can get a good amount of morning sun. It took 3 days for me to observe some rooting, but from then on it grew faster. I add water regularly to keep the stems submerged. I also talk to them and say encouraging words like pizza margherita, pesto pasta, herb butter, and it seemed to work because on the 8th day they're ready to be put in soil. For the pots, I prepared these ice cream containers. They're 800 ml each. And for the drainage holes, I just cut a triangle like this. Here's how I did it. So using a box cutter, lightly scored the underside of the container with 3 lines that form a triangle. So this will serve as our guidelines. When you're done scoring, just push the blade down gently along the lines. And do this for all sides until you're able to pick out the triangle. If you're confident about where to cut the holes, then you don't need to put some guidelines like I did. When you're done, just do the same for your other containers. Now that we're done with our containers, it's time to plant our basil into soil. I got these sacks of loam soil from a nearby garden shop, so it's a mixture of garden soil, vermicast, fertilizer, and cocoa peat, so it's ready for use and ideal for planting herbs and vegetables. Most garden shops carry it, so if you're looking for one, just contact anyone nearby. So I just keep adding soil until I reach around 3/4 of the container. I pack the soil this way just by tapping it on the ground. We need the soil loose enough for the roots to grow freely and to allow the air in. And I do the same for the rest of the pots. Next, we're gonna poke holes where we can bury the roots. Not too deep that you reach the drainage hole, remember, because it's at the center, so you don't want to poke right through the hole. So just deep enough so the roots can be buried completely. Now that you have the plant in place, you can add more soil to the side to cover the rest of the bare stem. When you're done, just tap the surface of the soil gently to flatten it out. And just repeat the steps for the rest of the pots. You can use whatever you want to poke holes. I'm sure there's a proper gardening tool for this, but this screwdriver actually does the job well. If you notice, the leaves are kind of droopy, so I think that's because I left them out in the open for too long, so don't be like me. Only take them out of the water when they're ready to be put into soil. And don't leave them out too long, especially that the roots are exposed. Here you'll see some of the leaves are touching the soil, so we don't want that, so we're gonna snip them off later. We don't want a lot of leaves touching the soil, so we're gonna cut them out. So if you notice, my cuttings are actually very short. Most of the leaves are already touching the soil, but that's fine because it's still gonna grow. But ideally, if you're gonna propagate this in water, you want to get a longer stem for propagation. And they're all ready. Basil likes it moist and it thrives in warm conditions. I water it this way, pouring on the soil around the plant and avoiding the leaves, and I put just enough water until it drains. This ensures that the soil is kept moist throughout the day and allows the roots to grow deeper. Since we're growing in a container, daily watering is essential, so I do this every day before going to bed, so in my case, that's before sunrise. Basil likes it warm, so you can leave it where it can get plenty of sunlight, preferably the full morning sun. So that's it basically, just water it regularly and put it somewhere it can get a lot of sunshine. Yeah, so I'll be back maybe in a few months to give you an update on how the plants are doing, if they're still alive at all. Hopefully they are. And yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to visit my channel if you want to see more content like this one. Thank you for watching!